There are slight differences when you handle layers in 2D, in 3D, and on the plot layouts, and I would like to show you what those differences are and why they are so important. The basic concept in ARCHLine is that whenever you create an item in 2D and it has a 3D representation, it will automatically appear in 3D. And this also means that when that item is getting created, imagine you are creating a wall and it has a specific layer setting. So by default, when you create a wall in ARCHLine, it will automatically be created in the load-bearing wall layer, for example. And this means that this item will be having the same properties, of course, in the 3D as well. So the 3D will also have a load-bearing wall layer. If you would like to hide an item, then as you know that you can turn off the visibility of a layer, but when you do that in 2D, it will also have an effect in the 3D. Let me show you what that means. If I go to the 2D layer settings, let me just open up the layer list here using the quick layer walk tool. If I click here, I can see that there are several layers that are not visible, layers that are visible. So if I turn off the visibility of the roof layer, then making sure that I have the 3D refresh option turned on. If I hit OK, the software will automatically synchronize the 2D content layer settings with the 3D content layer settings. If I don't turn on this setting, I can actually later manually update the 3D as well, but this is very convenient, so I just hit OK. And then now that the 2D roof layer is disappearing, the content from the 3D is also disappearing. If I would like to check what the differences are in between those two layer lists in the 2D and in the 3D, I just click here in the 3D and I open up the same layer walk dialog. And as you can see, this is a reduced list of the original layer list. And this is because all the layers that are not visible in the 2D are not even getting created in the 3D. So this helps you maintaining the content in an easy way. Now, if I would like to turn back on the visibility of the roof here in the 3D, first I need to make sure that the 2D layer is enabled. Is this visible? So I just go back to the 2D, open up the layer walk tool, click on the roof layer, making sure that this is visible, making sure the refresh 3D is also enabled, and when I hit OK, the software will automatically generate the 3D based on the 2D. And now, because the 2D had a roof layer visible, all the content on that roof layer is also visible here in the 3D. Now let me just open up again in the 3D the quick layer walk dialog. Now I can see that the roof layer is also accessible here. And now I can actually make an interesting thing. I can turn off the visibility of the roof layer here in the 3D while the 2D is still being editable. I can reach the content because this only affects the 3D the layer's visibility, not the 2D. So let me show you what an important thing we have here in the plot layout. The plot layout, the main purpose of the plot layout is that you are being able to create several copies of the original content, several instances of the original content with different setting, with different face setting, and also with different layer settings. Now, originally they inherit the original layer settings, but you can make a change. For example, imagine that I'm working on this drawing and I don't want to see everything because there's just too much. I don't want to see the dimensions around, just as I did before in another example. But I would like to make sure that it is visible here on this instance. In that case, I can just go into the, I can just select this instance and I can just go into the properties of that instance, and I will have an option to control the visibility of the layers of that specific instance. So if I have an option turned on, like for example, the length dimensions are visible here, whatever I do on the original content, I can make sure that these will be printed, these will be visible because it has a completely different setting. It is differentiated from the 2D, from the original 2D. The instance has a different setting for the layers. And as you can see, you can only control the visibility, nothing else here in this layer list. So this is how it goes. You can make sure that you have the proper content on your plot layout, the proper content in the 2D and also in the 3D.